What's going on, everybody? My name is Matt from Matt Does Everything, and today I am once again joined by some of the coolest people in my life. Say hi, cool people.
Hi, cool people.
Hello.
And today, we are playing, once again, Dungeons & Dragons, in the world of Kah'Nnon, my custom world that I created here on stream. The campaign, The Chaining, takes place in the city of Vincula, within the nation of Carcer, about 200 years after the War of the Divine. Prof, I'm gonna need you to just accept what I ask you to be a cool person. Alright? Just has to be how it is. Last time, before I make a summation, who remembers what happened the last time we were all here together?
Well, I remember talking to my wife about some stuff and Regulus showing up to my shop, which was a little unusual, but, you know, stuff happens and it's the fancy day. The Silencer and I both ended up at a meeting with our bosses, which got interrupted by Mr. Knight over there. Regulus has it feels like a daughter, but like he just kind of adopted.
Potential.
Something just happened to that.
Yeah, I know. Keep talking. I will fix this.
Renvir talked to the king and his right hand about the fact that the prince had been delayed. He also borrowed the silencer because a crime scene had been found that was a little bloody, a little gore-tastic, and he needed a second pair of eyes to look it over.
Because I'm good at that, or something.
Yeah.
Regulus turned into Renvir. That was fun.
That did happen.
It was really funny.
And Bear finally talked to his conscience for the first time in a while.
Sometimes you just gotta hear from the other side, you know?
Right.
Make sure that they're doing okay.
Yeah, Renvir also had to talk with his sister, which is how he found out about the evil crime scene.
Indeed. Okay.
That's a brief summation of what I remember.
It's a very brief summation, you are right, but it's a good recollection of some of the primary events that occurred last time. So, for a full summation, last time, after introducing each character in a different instance, beginning with the Silencer waking up in her tower within the Noblesse district, we proceeded to introduce the characters in their day-to-day world. This coincided with crossing paths across our party. The Silencer and Thromir being within the meeting of the council. Renvir and the Silencer going on a task together. Regulus and Thromir meeting by chance at the shop owned by Thromir's wife. The last events that occurred within the last session were Thromir's wife requesting Regulus for aid, for some help, pertaining to something that she wouldn't quite divulge just yet. But in exchange, a pair of magical artifacts that Regulus had commissioned would be comped in exchange for this task. Meanwhile, the Silencer and Renvir had journeyed to the Temple District upon Renvir conversing with his sister Ronalda, the captain of the city guard, that the disappearances that have been occurring around the city have been rising steadily in number. And the closest thing that the city guard has takes place in the form of an old church dedicated to the domain of order that has since become run down, forgotten. There's no telling how long the scene was as it was before it was discovered. But while there, Renvir, using his divine sense, he latched on to something strange. It was a feeling he hasn't felt since the city of Vincula came under attack from a Fae. Meanwhile, the Silencer, through reading the bloody markings across what had been the altar and symbolage of the Church of Order, discovered that whatever was inscribed here was in fact done so in 3 separate languages, and it was almost impossible to discern what those languages were. So we will pick up currently with Renvir and the Silencer in the depths of the Temple District, far from the main streets, far from the Zenith Thoroughfare. And Renvir, your sense is... would you say it is frightening from your past experience with the sheer madness that would have been felt both in the previous encounter and the current one?
I won't say frightened,
okay.
Because I cannot be frightened anyway.
Haha. Nothing frightens you. Nothing yet.
But I am doing a heckin' concern.
Okay. Absolutely. Hey, gotta break the seriousness with humor somewhere, right? That's how it works. Also, Bees, thanks for the bits.
You're welcome.
Alright, so the entire church seems to be filled with this overwhelming sense of madness that you've only felt carried by one other creature before.
This is not good. This is not a good. This is a very bad omen. And if these disappearances have anything to do with anything that has happened here, then the source of it needs to be uncovered and stopped.
There's been disappearances.
Yes, largely in the Warrens, but in some of the other neighboring, just not Warrens, wrong game, sorry.
You monster.
South, mostly in the South Wall, but in some of the other districts as well.
Okay. Fairly good at finding things.
That's why I thought to bring you. Do you see anything more mundane that might help us track down who caused this?
I would like to In
Yes.
my
In your
in my recent jobs, have I come across anything?
try and be a little bit more specific.
Have I come across anything? Uh, has he sent me after anyone that has been causing trouble or has been troublesome as far as religious?
No. Most recently of late, your targets have been focused around the bazaar area. There have been some newcomers to the city of Vincula that have brought ideas that those around the crown do not share. And
Okay.
so you have been tasked with removing those voices. But nothing to the point of necessarily religious fervor. The only thing you might think of, this is the desecration of a church. There has been talks in the upper echelons of the usurpers. Normally a form of guild or group that attempt to target and remove those mortals who have been chosen to hold a domain. But those rumors have always rang odd because usurpers normally only appear, well, around mortals who carry a domain. To your knowledge, there's not one of those anywhere near the city. Not to mention Carcer.
I haven't come across anything like this. Refresh my memory. Are there fresh bodies down here?
There are no bodies within this church that you are in. The only trace of blood is a strange amalgamation of what you believe to be written text in dried blood across the altar of this Church of Order.
I'm gonna... I'll copy some down.
Okay. Just in case, give me... Let's call it investigation, to be able to separate the 3 different languages that are here. If you get a 15 or higher, you'll be able to get at least 1. If you get above a 20, you'll get all 3. Because if you're able to separate 2, you can get the 3rd.
$18.
18. So you have your choice. And I'll do this above table because there's no real way of hiding this other than not telling you at all, and that's no fun. You can choose the Sylvan text, you can choose the Infernal text, or you can choose, for all intents and purposes, it's going to be Undercommon, but I don't actually remember the actual language of the Shadowfell, so we'll call it Undercommon.
I'll do Elvish because it's probably the closest to Sylvan I can get.
So you're choosing Sylvan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you take the Sylvan script. And you can make out a few familiar characters that would perhaps come from the Elven language. But it is so disorientated that you can't make out any complete sentence or anything like. But yeah. So you have taken down this Sylvan script.
What are the words I pick out?
Like I said, you don't pick out any specific words. You more pick out letters. And and it's hard to form the same words in this, for it is more chaotic than Elven is, and it does not have the same pattern of speech. So where we would typically see like characters like C's and K's, they're wildly out of place here. They're next to Q's or W's or Z's, and they're not meshing the way that Elven or Elvish typically does.
I know blood. How old is this blood?
With your 18 investigation, this blood is approximately 2 weeks old.
This is 2 weeks old.
Yes, the guard has been attempting to investigate it on their own. It was only brought to my attention this morning when they realized that it was probably beyond their capabilities. I know that greatly hurts our chances of finding the culprit, but the situation is as is.
I always find my mark. I need to go to the High Sorcerer.
All right. Do you think that he could help understanding the text, or?
Yes, I do. I don't trust anyone in our government, but his reaction to this will tell me more, I think, than the actual text will. And I will try to get an audience with my boss.
With your boss. Okay, so you will begin heading your way back up the Xena thoroughfare, back up towards the Noblesse district. Renvir, what are you doing as you see the Silencer leave the church, having expressed to you her intentions to confer with the High Sorcerer?
Let's see, I had used that already. Don't think that I have. Yeah. If we had done that. I will catch up with her.
Okay.
In about 10 minutes after I can't do that as a ritual because I'm a paladin. Then I
well, hold on. Tell me what you want to do first. I'm really flexible when it comes to spells and stuff. So
I was gonna do detect magic.
Oh, absolutely. If you want to cast that as a ritual, I will let you. You are a level 16 character. I'm not opposed to giving you access to the ritual feat.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take 10 minutes to cast detect magic as a ritual.
Okay.
I just want to see
if
there's anything that we couldn't see just our eyes.
Describe to me how you would want to cast detect magic. I'm sure you have your own idea of how your magic operates within the world, being slightly different from those of basic clerics or the arcane of traditional spellcasters. How does Renvir's magic move the world?
So he would, given that it's going to take 10 minutes to do it, he's going to it's not so much of a prayer, because he doesn't necessarily worship a deity.
Sure.
But it's more of like a reciting like a almost like a prayer. I don't know what the word would be. Like a mantra, maybe.
Okay.
Or
so you almost begin to meditate, in a sense?
yeah, like a meditation. Yeah, to extend his vision to
Okay.
It started.
that space. And as he closes his eyes and finishes it, and then opens them again, the yellow amber eyes that he normally has have a slight silvery glow to them.
Okay. So you take time. You would you do the standing or sitting?
Probably standing.
Probably standing. Are you going to stand in the center of the space?
Yes.
Okay.
And then if the range of it is not enough to reach the entire space, I would go around.
Right. Because it lasts for a while, and that's completely fair. You assume a position to be able to relax, to be able to focus, and you begin to cast this spell. You begin to conjure the divine magic through your bond, your oath, your declaration, the deal, from that you had made and declared, and that is the origin point of your power. You begin to focus, and as you mentioned before, you are fearless. You are incapable of being feared. However, as each minute begins to pass, as you begin to gather the magic and it begins to resonate with the area around you, you cannot help but feel every hair on your body begin to stand straight up. As by the time the 10 minutes ends and you open your eyes, you don't focus on the symbols and writing of the blood on the altar that the silencer had read and transcribed. You don't focus on the sound of the door opening and closing from when she had left. You're focusing on the fact that the windows in this building are no longer as bright as they were when you came in. You focus...
Sorry. That was funny.
Okay.
It thundered when you said it's not as bright.
Oh, good. I'm glad the ambiance is working in my favor.
Which
Hey, that
The-
thunder just got to me.
You realize that what you see out the door from where the silencer had left is not the streets. As you open your eyes, you see inscribed, nearly invisible, across the entire domain of this building is a spell. A magic circle that had been engraved and could only be activated upon its detection. As you look, and you see glowing around you this magic circle, the windows and doors that had been your only way to tell where you are and when have been cut off into pitch black. And we'll pick up with you in a bit.
I did it again. Sorry, that's just great.
Moving back to Regulus. You just left the, Josh, what had we decided on the name? The Midnight Enchanter, the Midnight Hour, it was the Midnight something.
I think.
The Midnight Jewelers, thank you. Louis, Regulus, you've just been asked to return at a later time. All of your wishes and wants for this magical item that you had requested, on the line for a strange deal with Thromir's wife, But she did say to return in a few hours. What would you like to do?
I think Regulus would turn or go outside, round a corner, and turn back into Renver.
Okay.
Darker skin, but with the right color this time.
Okay.
And then just take a look around. He hasn't been to this district often.
Okay.
And see if he can hear any latest gossip, rumor going around while he has to wait for a few hours to pass.
All right. So you, Regulus, you're gonna walk around the mage's quarter then for a while. Is that the case? Just kind of.
Yes.
Okay. You begin to walk around this area. The mage's quarter is by far the most. How to describe this? The buildings themselves are not necessarily close together like they are in the Commons or the South Wall. But as you walk these streets, you begin to feel as though this district is much more secretive than maybe even the South Wall is. You begin to... Yes, thank you, Bees. I realized I was scrolling through Josh's messages and that it was showing up on stream. It's fine. I have my phone now. It's not going to happen again. Anyway. It's fine. People see you as you are, not as necessarily Regulus, but as a manifestation of Renvir. And they do not seem very forthcoming. They see you still yet as a stranger, as many of the other districts seem to. They don't necessarily cordon off anything or stop you from going into shops or stores, but there's no... the openness, like the merchants of the bazaar or the craftsmen of the crafting district, it's not there.
And do I think this is from just impersonating as Renvir, or just because it's secretive of this area itself?
Make me an insight check. Make me an insight check, and let's see what you can pick up.
16.
With the 16, yes, absolutely. The mages are secretive by nature. They are suspicious, secret keeping, power hoarding. They seek to grow stronger through their own means and potentially the secrets of others. And so it is in the nature of mages and spellcasters, such as in the Mage's Quarter, to not show their hand. And so you take it to be it's the nature of this area, not necessarily the fact that you are Renvir.
And there's no one of particular that stands out like a sore thumb in this district in particular? Like how in the South people are kind of... Do I see someone that looks like they're from the South Wall in this area? Like someone of poor status?
Make me a perception check. Or investigation, whichever you'd prefer. Perception. Everyone likes the wisdom over the int check. I get it.
19.
Did you say 18?
19.
19. There are certainly poor within this district. You will find those of the less fortunate in every district in the city. Though the stage at which they are poor is only comparable to those living within the district. And so you won't find anywhere that's as squalor as the South Wall, nor will the poor of the upper districts ever be as poor as those of the Commons. But you see individuals who, with ragged clothes, all of the telltale signs are there. Unkept clothing, sorry, paused for a second. Unkept clothing, dirty, their face just screams tired or exhausted. They exist here, though even those that seem to be at that level still seem wealthy in the eyes of someone born from the South Wall.
Seeing nothing really stick out at this point, and the fact that nobody is actually doing anything of any interest, I'll probably just go back to the Midnight Jewelers and just find a spot to perch at until maybe 2 or 3 hours have gone by until then.
Okay.
By keeping an active look for anyone that goes in and out of the store.
Okay. Totally fine. So you're gonna be on the outside of the building?
Yeah, like
Okay.
across the street from.
Gotcha. Perfectly fine. You can find a nice, comfortable spot, and of course, it's not actually comfortable. Sort of propped up by a wall.
Well, I'm making my.
I lost you. Repeat that one more time. Uh-oh. Are we losing Regulus? Has he perished to the darkness?
We're losing him.
Has he perished to the darkness already?
Okay.
You'd like to know.
Hear me?
In bits and pieces?
At least.
Are you gonna survive there, buddy?
Should still be there.
Oh, yep,
It's
there you
big
are.
storming now.
Yeah, you're probably getting caught by some of the signal issues with the storm. Can you hear me now?
Womp womp.
Womp womp. Well, I guess we never figure out what happens to Regulus, and thus never figure out what happens to Renvir. They've been eaten by the void.
I'm fine. We're good.
Yeah, right. No, I know you fine. I'm just saying. Renvir's gone. I would like to wait for Luis, but in the meantime, we will move to Thromir. How's it going, buddy? What are you working on? Last time, you were helping your wife with an anti-gravity rune that had gone astray.
Yeah, I don't remember how many she had left to do, but I'm essentially going to help with the one that she is currently working on.
Okay. Oh, and Luis is gone from the call. Sorry, continue. Damn it. I'm just gonna leave it until he comes back. Because I can't. Yeah, it'll shift again. I need to come up with something better. I just haven't yet. It's fine.
Hang on.
Hey.
Oh.
Okay.
Am I back?
You are back.
Okay. Sock puppets.
Yeah, no, I lost signal for a second.
No worries.
Ooh, you sound much better.
You do sound much better.
Yeah, storm was getting pretty bad. It just knocked me out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it might happen tonight, just in general.
Hey, it's a good night for a storm, friends.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I will.
So I know I'm helping her with the one she's currently working on.
Yes.
And because we know that, if you want to shift back to what Regulus was about to say, we can.
Sure, absolutely. Regulus, you had mentioned that you were going to post up across the street, wait a couple of hours, keep watch on anyone coming in or out. Was there anything else you wanted to do?
He was going to change how he looked because Regulus realizes it looks pretty weird if the captain of the Royal Guard just stands across the street watching a jewelry store.
That is absolutely reasonable. What are you changing into?
I'm gonna round a corner and change into a white guy with balding hair, brown hair, uh, brown eyes, about 6'3", and wears glasses with a bit of a beard going.
Is this targeting? I'm gonna fight you.
Sounds a little targeted.
That's a little targeted. I'm killing your character first. Congrats. You asked me earlier who's most likely to die. It's you now. Congrats. I can't believe you started that with the balding, you son of a gun.
Yeah, fuck.
God damn.
Man went for the throat immediately.
Yeah, I guess. Holy crap. Jesus.
You didn't come to mind first. My father-in-law did.
Sure, buddy.
Projection.
Sure, buddy. Sure.
You want a picture?
No, not particularly. I'm already depressed as it is. Alright, Regulus, you're gonna post up across the street looking strangely like a number of people that could be identified. Meanwhile, we're going to move back into the store with Thromir. So you're working on these stakes with Elithra, excuse me. So you see that your wife has, I believe I said 14 intricately made silver stakes that have been that she has begun to engrave with different sets of runes. She's just working softly with a hum as she engraves one after the other, potentially handing one to you to kind of like smooth out if an engraving goes a little bit sharp or what have you. She'd hand it to you to kind of make sure that it smooths out, but she's just working calmly, kind of happily. Something seems to be some event after Regulus had left seemed to have left her in a even better mood than she had been in before.
You seem quite content right now. Is everything okay?
Oh, of course. After this, I have to work on did I get his name?
Regulus.
Mr. Regulus's things. He's promised to do me a favor. And I am quite excited about it. Quite frankly. I'm hoping that it holds well. I've been in written communications with the matron of the Southwall Hostel, and she's told me a couple of things. That there's been, that there's... Husband, you know there's not many of my people in the city, even within the Mage's Quarter. And I'm always interested in learning how others came to be about. I left my home after some various disagreements in what the definition of family may or may not have been. And the matron has been kind enough to inform me that sightings of a young moon elf have been seen down in the South Wall. And I would very much like to meet her if I have the chance. And
yes, of course.
It'd be quite great.
I'm happy for you.
And so I am mildly excited, yes. So but work of course comes first. I know not to put our own familial needs before my interests and excitement and that sort of thing, which is why I'm trying to get these stakes done for the first customer and the rather intricate summoning / danger sense involving artifact of Mr. Regulus.
I was curious as to, one, him looking at jewelry, and two, initially it seemed like something similar to Misty Step would be fine, but it sounds as though he just
Well, he came in
Has
initially
this-
asking about the ability of detecting when the bearer of one side is in danger and potentially transposing the wielder of the other to the source of the original. And so I would be quite interested in knowing if, one, it's possible, and two, if how it would function.
A ring of "I'm in danger, summon my husband."
Correct. Yes, that's what it seems to be. Something akin to that.
That's very interesting. Well, if I don't understand the runes as much as you do, but if you would like to go through the runes on each that are more likely to cause more of these to end up in our ceiling, if you would like to do that first very quickly, I will help with that. But
Sure.
because
Yes,
of-
I have a list of what the customer requested on them. They seem to be going hunting for some aberration or another. Because these are ceiling stakes. They are quite particular too. They deal with things from leyline pollution. If you're familiar with that,
Of course.
you see she pulls out the order details. The name written on it is only written as something akin to John Doe, though whatever it would be in this world. It's a average name, nothing of particular note. Hello, can I help you? Okay, I'm glad I can help. However, the rest of it goes into detailing various different forms of spells like Magic Circle that are used for detaining and or trapping things of interplanar or traditionally interplanar origin. Words is hard. In this case, in the world of Kah'Nnon, of course, there are no interplanar deities. Those of outside mortal appearances are generally from as a result of leyline pollution, which is the crossing of ley lines creates creatures and monsters of differing sizes depending on the size of the ley lines. And so you see that she is inscribing slowly magic circles around these stakes to be able to hold that kind of magic.
Fascinating. I haven't heard of any leyline pollution nearby.
Well, the city itself rests near one. It's not perfectly on top, but it's a good bit to the east, and it's not entirely uncommon for those of the mage quarters to go traveling in search of materials from the creatures. So, notably, I believe I was reading a paper that the blood of certain pollution resultants can be used well with various sorts of spells. Not that I'm any kind of expert on it. I was just a passive
As
reading.
A new chemical, or not chemical, a new spell component ingredient of sorts.
Yes, of sorts.
Oh.
So it is not my place to ask how. So.
Did they come in person to?
Yes, though, as you know, when it comes to enchantments, and especially in the Mage's Quarter, asking too many questions can get you in trouble.
Yes.
So I've taken it to, so long as they fill out my forms, I will make them as they are, as long as I don't see any clear means of hostility or nefarious intent to use. Then so long as they pay in full, then there is no issues, and this customer did pay in full. And you see at the bottom of the forms, the bill is actually for 14 pure silver nails to be engraved with magic. It's almost the price of 10 to 30 platinum. This was not a cheap job. Specifically because things like Magic Circle and upcasting Magic Circle is anything from 3rd level spells and above.
Yeah.
So.
Based on the inscription, would these only be effective on things from the leyline corruption, or?
Well, it is still a sharp object. I suppose you could
Yes.
realistically stab someone with them.
I mean the magic of it. Because it seems to be sealing, correct?
Well, because they're using, or because I'm utilizing the magic of Magic Circle, technically there is an argument that it could be inverted, and so it could act as protection from, polluted entities, though, to work on things such as, the traditional mortal races, elf, she points to herself, dwarf, or, human, they wouldn't necessarily do anything.
Okay. You mentioned nefarious thoughts, and I.
They could still stab someone with them. I
understand.
Unfortunately, I can't foresee everything, dear husband. That's not quite. I do not have that sort of clairvoyance.
No, my thought was more along the lines of, is this something that they are? Is this a sort of object that could be claimed to be dealing with one thing, but is actually being used against another?
Unfortunately, there's no way for myself to tell, but if you're having any sort of emotion about it, aren't you some sort of communicative with your captain?
Yes. I will. I think I will go ask if there has been any corruption, because 14 feels like it could cover a large area, and I'm curious if there's anything that we might have to worry about coming from the east now.
They're not necessarily meant to be used in conjunction. I mean, they certainly can be. You can certainly chain the magic of the circles together into a 14 point to cover a wide area. But using 1, 2, or 3 in instances of trying to catch small, medium, or large creatures is perfectly normal. It could just be someone restocking on hunting supplies.
True.
So, but if it makes you more comfortable, please do so. Don't forget, when the Founders Festival begins this evening, your daughter's asking for a walk around the town.
I will be back.
Okay, so long as you're sure.
So long as nothing comes up and I am required to leave the city, I will be back.
Oh, I certainly hope not. Okay.
I hope not as well.
And you are going to begin to leave on that?
Yes, because it feels very similar to like cop movies where the cop is like, I have to think about this in the worst case scenario because this is an odd job. And
very true.
Yes, there is the possibility that this is one person hunting a couple of small things every once in a while, but there is also the possibility that this is one very big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of which one it is, it presents a danger from the east that could show up on their doorstep, and I would like to
make sure that it's known. Sure.
Because it's a very important day, and it's just another thing that could screw things up, but
absolutely,
it's better to know than to not.
Sure. So you will proceed to leave the Midnight Jewelers, and you will head in the direction of the Zenith Thoroughfare, of course going across it so you can get to the central point for the City Guard. What's your passive perception? The silencer, the same for you as well.
16.
16?
Teen.
How much?
13.
13.
My insight's really good. My perception, not so much.
Okay. Well, let's see. So you would not, Thromir, you would not notice as you were walking by. However, the silencer, should you choose to interact at all, as you were passing through the Zenith thoroughfare to reach the Noblesse district, you will see Thromir Stronghand moving across the way with, Josh, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but something of a furrow in his brow, a slight expression of worry, perhaps.
Yes, he is, because he is still in thought over what all these strange silver nails could be used on, because it's not a job he has ever seen his wife do before, or an item that he has seen in shops before.
They are fairly uncommon, very true.
So
Okay.
he wants to talk to somebody who might know more, and if just wants to bring it to people's attention.
Absolutely.
I only know Thromir as someone who works for the guard.
And who acts as a second for the Meister of the Craftsman.
And
You guys actually met earlier today. Not for the first time, clearly, but during the Federate Council's meeting.
And I know who his wife is.
You do know who his wife is.
Great, I'm gonna get stabbed in the back on my way to work.
I don't think she would interact, mostly because I said I was going to find my boss and get an audience with my boss. Really, I'm fucking worried that Regulus has questions, so I'm gonna try to find Regulus.
Questions involving seeing yourself and Renvir earlier that day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have any specific means of finding Regulus?
I know that he was kind of lurking, and I sent him a bunch of stuff, so he might be shopping right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
would the silencer believe Regulus to go any further than the bazaar for his shopping?
no.
Okay.
But didn't y'all mention while y'all were talking something about him looking for a specific mage?
No, he well, first when Dee saw him, alarm bells were going off in her head.
Yeah.
That's true.
So she didn't have a lot of
Ding 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 ding.
she was just like, get these two away from each other. So
That's fair.
yeah, so she didn't if it was said, she doesn't remember it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't think I would interact with Romir, and I probably would just look around the bazaar for a bit, and if I didn't find him, I would try to go find my boss, because I do need to talk to him about the prince and the
Okay.
shit that's going down.
Yeah.
The blood cult.
There's some suspicious stuff going on. All right. So you two will pass due to sheer circumstance. As we will continue to follow Thromir through across the street back into the city guard's office. You see everything in here is bustling. All of the guard are preparing for the prince's arrival for the Founders Festival. There have been hundreds upon potentially thousands of people arriving in the city to bear witness to this event. Merchants that have to go through the different gates, inspections to perform, people reporting all the manner of petty crimes. It has been
Petty
busy.
crime just tripled.
Um,
And there's also other things to be doing.
You being incredibly lucky to, one, be off in the moment, but two, be a part of, technically being a part of the Meister's competition, though not entirely sure if you're going to submit your works. This has warranted you nearly a week off of your guard duty as a mercy to focus on your craft. This is a familiar thing to many of the craftsmen who are involved in the guard. Each year, or each time a Meister competition is presented, giving time off for the sake of working on this is a fairly common thing. Yeah. So you show up into work. What are you doing? As everyone is running around, there are lines of people wanting to complain about one thing or another. Renvir is still trapped in a void of a church.
Just hanging out. Day in the life.
Yeah. So mostly based off of kind of how long I have been a guard and the fact that I have worked with both of them and watched them both like become my bosses, I will approach Dame Umbra's office.
Great. Very well. So you take the stairs up to the third floor.
I don't know if any of y'all heard that through my camera, because I have a window open.
We need to get you a microphone,
Lightning
brother.
struck like 4 streets down.
Nice. That's so exciting.
Oh, fuck yeah.
What good weather we have this evening.
I know that her office has probably a clerk in front of it to keep
It does.
from just walking in. I will approach him or her.
Yes, absolutely. The clerk for this office is a small pygmy man by the name of Burke. It is Byrk. You see that on top of his desk is stacks of paper taller than him. For those listening, a pygmy in this world is equivocal to like that of a gnome. They just have different names. I heard that. Renvir has a certain thought direction towards gnomes. Anyway, but you see, he is in the middle of trying to get out as much paperwork as I can. There's warrants for arrests, warrants for search, going through and checking the different inspection papers. Burke is busy. Can I help you? Jesus.
Is it still? It's still morning time, right? It's not like.
We're probably approaching noon at this point. Probably approaching noon.
Morning, Burke. Is Damon?
Oh, Sergeant Stronghand. You weren't hold on, and you see he ruffles through a leaf. I don't believe you were scheduled to work today.
I am off duty today. Yes.
Oh, you're off. You wanted to see the dame, of course. Let's see, and you see he pulls out an entirely different leaflet that seems to be
her schedule to the
Ronaldo. Yeah, absolutely, Ronaldo's schedule, and you see he's ruffling through about a dozen pages or more. And he's she's got free time in 3 weeks from now.
Is she in the office right now?
Yes.
Does she have anyone else in there right now?
You see he ruffles back through 4. No, she's currently going through the inspection paperwork for the northern caravan that's coming in from One of the cities up there. There's a lot of papers.
I will take the ass chewing. I just need to talk to her.
Oh, all right, Sergeant. When you okay? And you see he goes back to his desk and begins going back to his paperwork.
I will walk past. I will give a curt tap tap knock.
Okay. You give a curt knock. Sorry, go ahead.
And wait for her to, either tell me to screw off or enter. Either way.
You hear from the other side, the familiar kind of stressed out voice of Ronalda Umbra, the captain of the city guard, as she says, "What is it now, Burke? I'm already getting through these inspection reports."
It's Stronghand, not Burke right now.
You hear some more shuffling. "This better be important."
I'm not 100% sure, but better to be safe than sorry.
Come in.
And I will enter.
You enter, and if you thought Burke had a lot of paperwork on his desk, you have not ever seen this much paperwork on a singular desk. Unless, of course, you were around during the last founding festival, which would have been, which Ronaldo would not have been around here for, as it would have
longer than 40 years ago.
I believe the current king is in his late 70s, and so it would have been somewhere around 60 years ago.
Then I would not have been here.
Then you've never seen this much paperwork in one place before, but there sure is a lot of it. As you see, Ronalda has a pair of half-moon spectacles on her nose that she's using. Her eyes squinted. She's clearly tired. She's probably been behind this desk for the last 72 hours with enough sleep for maybe one of those nights. As you see that she is basically scribbling her name after reading through different inspection documents, signing off that the work has been done, it has been checked up to code, and that she is signing off on it. She doesn't even look up as you walk into the room, and
I will close the door behind me and...
This better be important, Sergeant. I am
understand.
Quite busy.
Have there been any reports of horde or large corrupted from the east?
Hold, please. And you see she looks up at that and kind of narrows her eyes. For what purpose are you asking?
You know my wife does enchantment work. She recently got an order under what I'm 90% sure is a false name because of how common the naming is.
If you're about to report to me a general crime, you realize there's an entire desk on the first floor dedicated to that, and probably a line longer than the street?
Yes. What I'm reporting are items that I have never seen before being inscribed with something I've never seen before. I don't know how often sealing magic is used on corrupted ley lines or their creatures, but somebody has ordered in bulk the means to capture, not necessarily slay, but seal several smaller or one larger.
And so you're telling me that someone is going hunting, perhaps, or traveling, and they wanted protection against pollutants?
possibly, but with the timing, it feels odd.
And what would you have me do in this current moment, with most of our forces tied up with...
I don't expect anything done. I was simply curious if there were known reports of any reason someone might need large amounts of something like this.
There have been no major reports of any pollutants. We, of course, have a crossing of ley lines about 3 miles east of town. The last time anything major occurred, I believe it is now dubbed the Incursion, or the Fey Incursion, or some manner of speaking, in the lower districts, which my brother had been a part of. Outside of that, there have been minor things. You see she turns and begins to rifle through a different stack of papers as she goes to read any relevant information. It seems to be some manner of crossing between nature and divine lines, which normally results in Fey. Thus, the incursion that we had some number of years ago. Perhaps minor things, but I've not heard anything quite serious.
You know if they are weak to silver, specifically?
Does she know that? Let's find out. Actually, we're gonna do it like this. Frankly, Sergeant, I am unaware. The amount of pollutant events to occur within the city outside of the last one are minor, and while we do have contingencies for them, they have not needed to be put into use in, at minimum, a decade. If you would like to ask these questions, my brother should be somewhere in the Temple District. You are welcome to go ask him.
Just for the intrusion, and I will leave.
You see that she gives you a nod at your leave and goes right back into the depths of the paperwork that she has before her. What will you do?
Try not to lose yourself too much in the paperwork, Burke.
Oh yeah, yes, sir. I'm inspections and whatnot. I'm sure you. Gotta get this done. Gotta get this done. Gotta get this done. Gotta get this done.
And I will brow still furrowed from when I left home. Head towards the
temple
district.
Okay. Or sorry, it's the parish ward. Need to keep up names.
Well, then I'm going to the parish ward where
Fantastic.
Somebody has already died.
You don't know that. Okay? You don't know?
Thromir might not, but there's a lot of blood in that building. Somebody's dead.
You don't know. It wasn't the magic circle wasn't in blood. It was just there.
But there was a lot of it.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel. All right. From there, then, we will move to the silencer. Renvir, I apologize. I know you're probably really curious about what's happening to you. But we'll get there. Believe in me. Anyway.
When we get there.
I'll survive.
Maybe. I get that. All right, so, the silencer. You have returned to the Noblesse district. You are heading directly towards... Sorry, getting names. His names can be hard. I know his name. Towards Gladius Kython is his name. Marquis Gladius Kython, his home is a rather large, not quite mansion. There's not exactly enough room in the Noblesse district to warrant individuals having mansions, but there are big enough, almost like I would say, almost like condos betwixt certain buildings. So it's very common for nobles of similar tier to be in a singular building on perhaps different floors or perhaps on different halves. So Marquise Gladius is on the 3rd floor of one of these buildings, and it is much larger than the home of Regulus, Maeve, and significantly so. Where theirs would be comparable to a closet here, this actually has 3 floors built into the 3rd floor, and is rather sprawling. You know the Marquise Kython to be here at this time generally. With all of the events going on today, there's a chance that he's not here, perhaps attending to some business for the king. But as always, the servants will let you into the house, and you are met with the head butler of the Kython residence. He is a tall, older sun elf gentleman that simply goes by the name of I had the name on the tip of my tongue. Rykanth.
The Silencer isn't a verbose woman by nature. She's not friendly. And they would all know this by now, that if he's not here, I just want to know so I can go find him, or if he's going to be home in the next minute, just show me to his office and then I'll be there. But I don't necessarily make small talk or...
Okay. So as you step in, you see Rykanth standing to the side, and you see he actually reaches into a pocket and pulls out a pocket watch, looking at it, tick by for a moment before speaking aloud. 10 minutes. You should be due home in 10 minutes, lady. Sorry, I think that skipped my lady.
Lady. Do it, lady.
Do it, lady. God damn it.
I'm gonna just walk past him and go sit in his office.
Okay. You see he puts the pocket watch away, gives you a small bow as you walk straight through. You walk up the first flight of stairs, which holds his office and study. The upper floors are generally reserved for bedrooms, whether the master bedroom or those of the servants or guests. So you walk into his study, and as you open the door, as always, you are hit by this strong yet subtle smell of books, of tomes, of paper, old paper. And it washes over you as you step in. There is a roaring fire in the fireplace across the room. Seated right in front of that is a long desk that seems to be neatly categorized with different amounts of paperwork and organization. And before that, between the desk and the door, are 5 or 6 grand bookshelves that stretch the room, all full with different books of all kinds of information and relevance and the sorts. This is a room you have been in countless times throughout your dealings with the Marquise.
I'll take my copy of some of the characters out, and I will lay it on his desk.
All right.
And wait.
And you will wait. Is there anything you would like to do in this study in the meantime? Any books you would like to read, warming yourself by the fire, any thoughts you'd like to have?
She honestly is probably gonna stand closer to the door and try to listen for servants talking about the delay of the prince or anything that's going in town.
Okay. Interesting. Go ahead and roll me first a stealth check and then a perception check.
Okay.
You laugh. Why'd you roll a 2?
Because the stealth roll is arbitrary unless she rolls a 1.
27.
Cool. You are nearly invisible.
And what was the other roll?
A perception roll, please.
She is the knight.
Oh. 14.
14. With a 14, you do hear some of the servants walking about. You maybe hear something about yourself, though only perhaps in the ballpark of, oh, the silencer is here, and it's perhaps acting as a warning to all the other servants of don't cross her, or don't do anything stupid, don't be disrespectful. The classic things that you would hear amongst servants across a royal household. But for the most part, you don't particularly hear anything of note.
Okay.
So after about 10 minutes, though, you standing near the door, perhaps still listening. After 10 minutes, are you still listening through the door? Are you trying to go for the entire length of time? Or do you get, frankly, bored after a bit and kind of just stand off to the side?
She doesn't trust this place to not be trapped. So she's not gonna, and like he is still her employer, so she's not gonna do anything in direct opposition of him
Okay.
yet. But she will, so she's been in here countless times. She's gonna look for anything that seems out of place that he's been looking at recently, or is he still meticulous in making it look exactly the same every single time?
Roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
20 above gets you something. 25 above gets you everything.
Juju.
I want to use a luck point.
You have a luck point? You have the
Yeah,
lucky
I have-
feat. Of course you do. Yeah,
Mhm.
go ahead.
Okay, cool. 22.
22. You have been in this room countless times. You have been in here in all hours of the day. You have been in here every time either you have needed something or he has needed something. And in that time, you have come to understand, almost instinctively, the order of which things are within this room. Which is why you recognize when there are certain books out of place. Primarily because they've probably been opened recently, or pulled down and opened. There are 2 or 3 of note. The most evident one seems to be a book regarding the events that took place during the War of the Divine. It speaks about the fall of each of the 14 domains, how the God of Order was pierced in the nation of Carcer before it was founded. It talks about how the Lord of the Skies was drowned by the people of the sea. It speaks to many of the different falls of the divine over the course of the entirety of the war. That being out of place, it's odd that he would be researching something that, to your knowledge, he already knows about. More than likely, it seems he's searching for a specific piece of information that he is either unsure about, or second guessing. And for someone as self-confident as the Marquise is, that rings a little odd to you. But it does seem to be focused around something to do with the divinities.
Oogie.
Okay. As you are conducting your search, or just finishing it, you will hear the door open. I really must get that door fixed. Remind me to have the servants call one of the oilers, one of the crafters, please. Now, are you done with your little escapades in the parish ward? He doesn't even look at you as he walks in, knowing that, A, there's a chance he probably can't, due to your 27 roll, and partially because he's not particularly bothered. He knows that you're here from the servants, and he is swiftly just moving to his desk.
A lot of blood.
A lot of blood.
There were some symbols on the ground that eluded me. Placed a copy on your desk.
You see he gives a almost childlike annoyed sigh and picks it up and... Sylvan, is it? Why would there be
One of the
Sylvan?
languages.
One of? And you did not get the rest?
No, they were interwoven.
Perhaps I
Sylvan,
don't pay you enough.
You don't.
You see, he kind of gives a smirk at that.
Um,
Is there something you want me to do with this?
Read it.
I've done so. It's in my hands.
What does it say?
Oh, you wished me to read it aloud. Very well.
The story, Dad.
It says, and be sure to listen closely, Nita, caduta di Lordini, arriva, li equilibria, di naturtru, tipo. You see he sets it down, looks at you.
I'm so sorry. I don't have my comprehend languages up.
Oh, you wished me to translate. Goodness. Quite the needy thing today, aren't you?
Oh, sir.
Very well,
She kinda
unto the...
gripped her dagger a little tighter.
Very well. Unto the fall of order comes balance of another kind. There you are. You see he folds up the paper and kind of sets it out. Now, are we done with whatever pointless
I would like
work?
to insight check when I
Okay.
told him about the interwoven languages and this being the Sylvan part that came out of it.
Absolutely. Roll me an insight check.
Okay. I should not be doing this. I just realized I'm really shit at this. Oh, 19. That's really good for me.
in all honesty, because this was something that Renvir had approached him about and then basically pulled you from him in a manner that he could not refuse because it was in front of the other people of the Federate Council. He particularly didn't care. Knowing that there's being Sylvan script written in the lower districts it's a little interesting. But it's not so much. He doesn't particularly care in this moment. As he kind of tosses it to the side and says, "Well, if you're done playing around with the knight, I do have a job for you."
All right.
So are you done with this, or do I need to wait a little longer?
As always, Marquis, your needs come first.
Oh, I do love hearing that. Well, good. You see, from the sleeve of his robes, he reaches in, grabs onto something, and pulls out a long scroll, reaches out and sets it on the edge of the table. Figure out what's causing this discrepancies between the mage quarters and the crafters district, and make sure it doesn't continue. Bye-bye. Unlike some, I have work to do.
Is the prince still expected?
Is that a worry of yours?
Only that
And you see his eyes kind of narrow at that. But that ever-present, ever-annoying smile still on his lips.
only that I like to know what's coming in order to best serve the crown.
Yes, serve the crown. Of course. Well, you might not be one for surprises, but unfortunately I am. So if there's any information you might need, you'll know it when you need it. Good day, Silencer.
I will take the scroll and leave.
All right. You take the scroll and leave. When do you intend on opening it?
Probably before I walk outside, just so that nobody in the street sees me. The servants know to leave me the fuck alone. So
Right. Okay. So you'll break the seal, the Marquise's seal in wax being there, and unfurl it. And at first, there's no name listed because the culprit has not been found. But within, let me back step that a second. This scroll stories an interaction between some crafter in the Craftsman Guild and some mage of the Mage's Quarters, performing a deal that is beneath the the code of transaction, the code of business within the city. The details seem to point you towards the craftsman in the crafters district has been making potential weapons that are reaching some mage and then being distributed in some means. But it doesn't go into too much detail. The only thing it really points out is that you're looking for not a blacksmith, but a goldsmith, someone who makes more with the finer metals than they do with iron or steel.
Yep.
Yep. What?
He said weapons, and I was like, ah, shit, she's actually coming for me. Then you're like, goldsmith. I was like, oh,
no,
I'm
the
safe.
crafter you're looking for in the craftsman district seems to be some form of goldsmith. They seem to deal in the richer metals, gold, platinum, that sort of thing. The cheaper ends deal in copper.
Doesn't point me in the direction of any certain mage?
No, not at the moment. There's no information in here regarding the whatever transaction is occurring with mages. Your only real source of intel is coming from the crafters district.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Now I definitely need to find Regulus.
It might help. If only you knew a way to contact him.
Yeah, if only.
If only.
I don't.
I'm sorry.
I feel like we should have talked about sending stones Regulus.
Or any of us.
Wow, magically in your pockets. God, imagine that. All right, so
Cell phones are so cool, guys.
all right, so you are going to go in the city in search of Regulus?
Yeah.
Okay. Then in that case, we are going to it's been what, almost 2 hours?
Mm-hmm.
We can take a small break here.
Awesome.
Take care of anything we need to. I'm assuming we're ending about 8 o'clock or so is the goal, or just before
Yeah.
8. Okay, so we'll take our break. I'm gonna get up and get a drink here in just a second, but there's another thing that I need to do.
Yeah, Renbeer, this guy fucking sucks.
What do you mean?
He's the best boss. Oh my god, guys.
He's so great. He's
Hey,
the
look,
best
I'm the
boss.
silencer again.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, it's because
such a
she
dick. Not a fan
left.
of him.
Not a lot of people put their back to me, and
He's one of them.
he does so flagrantly.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
100%.
One of these days, though. One of these days.
One of these days is not like the other.
Literally had the this guy stinks pop in my head, and I was like, yep. Alright, I'm gonna grab some food.
Yeah, 100%. Step away, grab some food, party on. Party like it's hot. Bum. 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 Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. I hope we're having fun.
I'm enjoying it.
Good.
Don't know how I'm gonna feel about this job.
It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I think I would have preferred the job to be murdering someone.
Who knows? I will be back in just a second, chat.
Huh?
Yeah. It was for me though.
I think that one piece.
There's some carnitas left. There's taquitos. Where?
Oh, it's bagel.
Will you hand me any shirt? Hmm? The end of the bed? Probably. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Thank you. Yeah. Make sure they don't have any mold on them or anything. Mother knows best. Listen to your mumsy. Has it rained yet? Oh, it just looks like it was drying up out there.
I am back.
Well, take him out to Dad to the trash then. Don't just put him in our trash. Hang on just a second. Josh and I switched places again. Oh. I mean, I guess I technically do this one.
Yeah.
Technically. I can't hear you yet because my headset's not on.
I like how Renvir's just been stuck at a temple waiting in darkness.
My house is burning up. My husband needs to take like blood circulation medicine. What is wrong, honey?
Yeah, I forgot I was boiling noodles downstairs until we went to break. I was like, shit. In my defense, I thought my wife was home. Turns out she's not. Yeah, but I thought she had got back at this point until I got a text just now. I'll be on my way in a little bit.
Oh my
Because I thought I heard the
god.
door from downstairs open earlier.
You good over there? Hi,
Hello.
welcome back.
Hello. And welcome.
Are you having fun? Do you love your boss yet?
I'll tell you what. Some motherfuckers better just keep their hands and eyes and noses in the mage's quarter is what I should say. Fucking
Whoa!
bullshit.
Whoa! Why are you getting angry?
Somebody gonna end up wifeless.
Listen here, okay? Just because Regulus is gonna die alone doesn't mean you gotta talk about him like that.
But am I gonna die looking like Regulus? Or someone else?
Who knows, man?
That's true. It's fun having changed mask of many faces.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can just be whatever the hell I want, like a black reindeer. No one seems to bat an eye at it.
Yeah.
Did you? Can you do that to other people?
No, just myself. Maeve is the one that typically does it.
Maeve's cool.
Two.
Maeve's a cool cat. I'm scarfing down 2 chicken salad sandwiches right now, and they're delicious. Mm-hmm.
Kiss and kids. What is it? It has got to be like 80 degrees in this fucking room.
It's probably like
I'm
74.
Dying.
I think we're at 66.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so jealous.
That's what we keep it at here.
My husband won't
We
let
had-
me.
We had it at 70 and then it just drops degrees and I was like, oh well, it's not below 65 yet.
Shit, my husband turned the heat on last week.
Why?
He's like, so it'll heat up real quick, and then he doesn't turn it off. And then I'm like,
See, I can't stand the heat like directly on me, like if I was in an air conditioner in a car. But my dad keeps it anywhere between 66 to 68 in the house, and my fingertips just get cold. Nothing else does, but my fingertips are cold right now, and it's awful.
like, don't get me wrong. I know Nathan's cold. Oh, I know husband's cold. But like,
Mark it down.
cannot
It wasn't me this time.
it was absolutely me. Husband gets cold. Like, I'll feel him at the end of the night, and I'm like, Jesus, your eyes. But it's easy for him to get warm. He just refuses to wear a blanket at his desk.
Mm.
Does he not like Snuggies or any of that shit?
Nope. He will wear a hoodie, he will wear sweatpants, and he will wear socks. But he will not wear a blanket at his desk.
I think I got a Snuggie for Reagan a couple years ago, but she spilled soup on it within like 2 days.
That
Oh,
sounds
no.
like her.
You leave Reggie Bear alone.
No. Can't wait to beat the crap out of your husband.
In the game, right?
I don't think I could do it in real life. No, we're waiting for Josh. Oh, the sandwiches were really good, actually.
I mean, it's crazy. We finish each other's
Murders.
I don't need nobody to finish my murders.
You need the storyteller to finish your murders.
I need to go back and watch it, because as soon as you described what you did, I'm pretty sure my face was like,
Yeah, you were. You were like,
yeah,
yeah. It's pretty good, actually.
It's like, what?
Okay, Josh brought an entire pot back to his desk. Buddy.
Awesome,
Buddy.
He said, why get a bowl dirty?
Josh, you brought an entire pot back to your desk.
We had a large metal bowl of pasta. I didn't know that's what it was because it was covered in saran wrap. So it's been in the fridge for a couple of days. I found out today what it was, and was also told that what I don't eat is getting thrown away. So
he made it all, and it's in a pot.
Yeah.
Josh.
I've got respect for you, buddy.
I mean, yeah, I can't judge you. I have certainly done something to that effect
Like
before. Look at that pasta.
It's got
nothing.
Is that hot dogs?
It's sausage.
Close enough.
There's venison, there's sausage, and some other stuff in here.
Damn.
There's also extremely large chunks of
Watch that tongue, bees.
tomatoes. So.
Well, all right.
And bits of mushroom.
When I played the new music earlier, did everybody hear it? Just FYI.
Yeah.
Cool. Because it was loud. It was too loud for me. So I turned it down a bit. We'll see if we hear it again. If not, I know the stream hears it, so that's all I care about. You guys don't need ambiance. You guys just need me to not kill your characters.
Dude, my ambiance right now is the storm happening outside.
Also fair.
Yeah, that
Okay.
took my damn power out earlier, and I was like, "Did I get booted?"
Yeah, Luis, we kicked you.
All right. Well, if we are
Guess on video.
ready,
I'm gonna eat this on stream, and no one can stop me.
there's nothing wrong with that.
I ate a dick ton of apples a minute ago, so.
I just had two chicken salad sandwiches right here on stream. People could see me eat it as I munchy crunched on it.
Oh my
It was
god, we're
delicious.
humans and we eat?
Whoa, consumption? That's wild. All right. I'm going to turn on this music.
That's something different. Consumption is something different.
That is eating. That is consuming, thus consumption. Like that. What you just did with that chip. You're consuming it. Anyway.
Oh.
Renvir. We're gonna roll this back to you for a second, if you're available, good sir. You are here?
Yep.
Fantastic. So, we go back to the moment that you realize something was wrong. You opened your eyes from this detect magic spell, and everything that would lead you to believe that this church was in the city of Vincula, of the nation of Carcer, within the continent of Kah'Nnon, is gone. The windows show a blackness akin to void. The doorway that your companion had just left through is now nothing but pitch and shadow. And in this room, under the gaze of your detect magic spell, you can see the subtle pulsing of a massive magic circle. What would you like to do?
And it encompasses like the entire room, basically.
It is engraved into every corner of the building, up the walls, and even across the ceiling. It is as though someone intricately laid out these circles, or this singular circle, it's hard to tell, to take an almost ocular, like, encompassing approach, so that it wasn't just one space, one vertical line or one cutout cylinder, but the entire space would be cut off from the rest.
Okay. Has any of the writing changed?
None of the writing at the all of the arcane writing that goes into the making of the magical circle is exactly what you'd expect the magical circle to be.
Yep.
In order for you to know whether or not the script that had been written in blood on the altar within the Temple of Order, you would have to cross the room to get there, as you had mentioned previously that you stood in the center of the room to catch the epicenter of everything.
Okay. Is anything other than obviously the giant arcane circle, is anything glowing magical energy, the altar?
At the moment, it's almost... in fact, go ahead and make me a perception check. Anything higher than a 15 and I'll give it to you. But less than that, I'll only hint.
Okay. Oh, 15 exactly.
As you're gazing around the room to try and understand, one, what's going on, and two, what else seems to be potentially involved in this, you catch a flicker in the corner of your eye, and when you move to try and catch it, your eyes are drawn towards the altar at the furthest end of the room. And when your eyes find it, it doesn't have the glow that detect magic typically comes with, until once again you see it flicker. And it seems to glow just for a moment before extinguishing, and again, as though there had once been magic, but it is so fractured that whatever arcane inlays still exist within it, should it be arcane magic, it's no longer functioning properly. So there are times when the magic depletes itself and it's trying to kickstart back again and it just can't seem to. Almost like an engine of a car that doesn't have its battery.
Okay. I will move closer to the altar.
Okay.
And the and the writing on the wall.
So the writing here, are you talking the arcane script of the circle, or are you talking the writing
no,
that
the writing?
Okay, so that's not on the wall. That has been drenched over the altar and the vestige symbol that comes with the Church of Order.
Got it. Okay.
So
I
it's-
misunderstood. I thought that it was on the walls
No-
around it, but okay.
No worries.
It's on
Yeah,
the
it is.
altar
It is
itself.
on the altar itself.
Okay, then I will move closer to the altar.
Okay. You walk across the room. This space, it's quiet. It's so silent that even your footsteps against the tattered remains of the carpentry that sits in the center aisle of this church is almost bouncing off of the walls. And when your feet finally meets the cobbled stone that is the rest of the flooring, it echoes loudly. And so as you take steps in this solemn space that seems to only be its own, you arrive back at the altar and you see this blood-stained text written across this. It's hard to tell what the vestige is exactly. It could look like a person. It could look like a set of scales. It's hard to tell. But as it stands, it has not changed. Instead, your intuition seems to bring a chill up your spine. And your magic seems to resonate with movement behind you. This deafening space, you pick up even the most minuscule sounds. Even the sound of a door slowly creaking open. Even the sound of glass shattering. As you turn around and you see 6 bizarre, warped creatures stand watching you. And I'm going to move us to a map.
Okay. Like humanoid creatures?
They walk on 2 legs and 2 arms, but they do not have faces. Instead, these strange things have what seem to be the empty sockets of a skull where a head would be, and they seem to be made entwined of plant and growth into the appearance of something wicked, with a singular ocular eye in blood red peering out of the darkness that is the trenches and recesses of these things' body.
Fun. Are they moving towards me aggressively, or are they just like
Right
standing there?
right now, they are just in the room watching. They don't even seem to necessarily be looking at you, but they are watching.
Okay. Well, step 1. I am wearing this fucking shitty ceremonial armor and carrying a shitty ceremonial glaive. It's not going to do me any good. Don't have time to switch out my armor, but I will unfold I'll unfold the hole.
Okay.
And at least retrieve my actual glaive.
Alright. We will put a small hole.
And then I'm going to fold it back up.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just go ahead and remove that.
Yeah, assuming that they don't.
They have not interacted yet.
Can I probably have no way to tell the nature of these beings.
You can certainly give me. I will put this through religion, nature, or arcana.
Any of those. It's the same regardless.
I love that. On a 15,
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. A dirty 20. I was going to say on a 15 you discern their nature. On a 20 you discern their origin. These you have dealt with in the past, and I will ask, I will more ask this than say this, because of the nature of your oath. You're a Watcher paladin. You deal often, your affinity for that with that subclass deals often with once again interplanar, or in this case leyline polluted entities. You would have you would be the primary person on call whenever there is an issue with pollutants within the city. Yes, you would say.
Probably. Yeah.
Probably. And by pollutants, I mean things like fae, infernal creatures, shade creatures. Again, I don't have the right terminology for things that come from the Shadowfell, but I'll get there. You are perhaps by your own words, an expert in dealing with them. So you know fae when you see it. These... It's difficult to understand because your experiences in life have taught you to think of one thing or to feel one thing when you see these creatures, and when you view them now, you see them in another. These things bear resemblance to fae, but your intuition makes you misjudge your eyes as instead seeing infernal. And you have never seen an existence like this before.
Well, assuming that I might still potentially be in the city, I may not be at this point.
I'm just gonna turn this on again and loop it. That way we have some background music.
Part of me wants to drop detect magic and see if all this goes away. Part of me wants to commit indiscriminate violence.
What would Renvir's reaction be to dealing with something that is, without a doubt, related to leyline polluted entities?
Yeah, they need to not exist anymore.
They need to not
There
exist.
are also 6 of them. And
there are 6 of them.
So I am going to try to even numbers a bit.
Okay.
So I am going to. So I swing the glaive down, and this glaive, the glaive that I actually use for when I have to do something like this. When
Okay.
I'm sent to deal with something like this, or when there's going to be a fight. It's a long staff, and the blade curves almost perpendicular to the staff. It looks essentially like a reaper's scythe.
Okay.
More so than a traditional like sword at the end of a stick, like a glaive normally would be.
All right.
And I swing it down and just kind of grind the edge of the blade along the front of this like platform that I'm up on, across the stone to make noise.
You drag this legendary weapon across the ground. It's screeching in its almost silvery steel. It is not quite basic steel because of the magic that has been warped into it. It is almost something more than that now. And so even as it shrieks across the ground, it rings with this almost sort of silver bell-like echo. And you see the creatures in this place, the skulls that are in their heads all to the side and all turn almost in a snap-like gesture towards the stage where you currently stand. But
And
they
in
make no
doing
moves.
that, okay. Okay. Yeah. I thought they would immediately go to murder mode when I did that.
I can't just have them murder you that quickly.
Oh well, they're not gonna murder me anyway. But
Don't be so sure.
no, we're gonna stick to the plan. In that action,
Okay.
doing that, as that sound pulses out, I'm gonna use my action to channel divinity and abjure the extra planar. So
Okay.
these three that are right close to me right here.
Yes.
They need to be wisdom saving throws.
Can you read to me the exact wording of abjure the extraplanar?
Yeah, as an action, present your holy symbol. Because I don't have this holy symbol, I'm using
Absolutely.
that specific component, that action. And each aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, or fiend, 30 feet of that can hear you, must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, creature is turned until it takes damage. And then the turn works the same as turn undead. They have to spend their action running away, dashing. If they can't anyway, they can take the dodge action.
Okay.
They do not get a resave. If they fail, they spend it trying to get away from me.
All right. Very exciting. Let me make these 3 rolls.
Do me a favor and just fail all 3, please.
Yeah, that would be great.
We'll see. What is your save?
17.
17. Hold on.
Okay.
Whatever. All right. We will do. One of them will save. We will say this one here.
Okay.
Saves. The rest will fail. And as we are invoking actions, let's go ahead and roll initiative. The first one of this campaign. How we feeling on initiative?
I got a 17.
17. All right. Then turn order will be blue, who's feared. Red, which is not. You, and then the other 4. So blue, because of your abjure magic, must spend its entire movement getting away from you. And so you see this creature. I'm sorry?
And a dash.
Yes, it will use everything it has to get away from you. And so you see this creature. It's the skull in its head kind of seems to tremble, but you realize instead it is all the greenery that is shaking, causing this still skull to act as though it is shaking against this grim background. And it is going to go... Take a quick measure here. Using its action, it is going to move out to this door.
It's outside.
It steps into the blackness of the void, and you see it stand there in stark contrast to the black.
As it passes through the door and goes out into the void, I don't know if I would. Do I feel that connection of that abjure remaining?
Are you
Like,
are you asking if it ended because it went away, or are you asking if it rolls again on the end of its turn?
like as it steps out, does it? I mean, I can still see it though. Okay, I'm trying to figure out if it crossed some planar barrier by going out.
No, it does not seem so.
Okay.
Does it roll again on a fail, or after the end of its
not.
turn?
It does not.
Wow.
Yeah, paladin abjures are stronger than clerics turn undead because you get less uses of channel divinity.
Okay. Fair enough. We will move to the Red's turn, and despite this interaction, this attempt to enforce will and fear over these creatures, the one here with its head cocked and turned at you, it doesn't move, but it almost like it's trying to make sound with vocal cords that it doesn't have. And so all you hear are these shrill, sharp chirps. But it doesn't move. That will end its turn. This one in green takes its turn next. And it, like the other, will spend all 80 feet, dash included, attempting to leave. And the other three will, in response to your magical effect, just... Which I don't know if you can hear that over my microphone. I don't think you can.
Not really. It kind of peaked your mic, but it's like a creaking,
Yeah.
gasping, high pitched noise.
Correct.
Okay.
This is why I wish we were in person, because you'd hear these sounds I'm making and be even more creeped out.
I can hear that.
Yeah, I'm already creeped out because it didn't attack me.
That is true.
Is it my turn now?
Yes. We go back to the top of the turn order. This one will... It is required to continue to run.
Oh, I didn't get a turn that round.
No. Oh, you are right. I'm so sorry. I was acting inappropriately. Please take your turn.
Okay. Well, I mean, so the red one didn't. The red one succeeded, so he's still there. Didn't move towards me. I don't. This thing can understand me. It looks vaguely Fey, I guess.
It does, but everything inside you, when you look at these, is telling you that it is infernal. Which does not make any sense to you.
I just, comment, I'm just gonna say, what are you and why are you in my city? And then I'm gonna hold my action, I'm gonna hold an attack for if it comes to me, or any of the others come to me and try to attack me. Wait for some sort of, if there's any sort of response.
As you speak to them, so because you are the only player in initiative, I'm going to interact with this almost like we're outside of initiative order, and then if we get into actual combat, we will proceed in proper turn order. So as you speak these words, I believe your focus is on the red one, is that correct?
Yes.
You see that all of them begin to chitter, as though the vines that have entangled within this blank skull have begun to clap the teeth. And you hear from this chittering and this light screeching, as though the sound waves between each of the four of them coalesce into a single mixed voice. Fumo Chiamate. And it does seem to speak some form of words.
That I do not understand with
You-
common or elvish.
That you do not understand with common or elvish.
Damn. Does it sound being that I speak elvish, does it sound similar to that where I would assume it's Sylvan?
It does. Which
Okay.
leans
Again,
even
confusing,
more
because that leans
off
towards
balance.
Fae.
Yes.
Yeah. Wish I had a way to understand these things. That would have been the smart thing to do.
Discriminate violence it is.
I'm willing to make a deal for spell slots for some form of understanding.
No,
I like
there are spells that exist for that, and I don't have access to it. So
That's true. That is true.
Let me double check that I don't have.
Tell you what, actually, I'll for the sake of helping, make me a nature check real quick.
That's a natural one.
Never mind.
Oh.
Never
It's a total
mind.
of 2.
Oh, incredible. Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean that's 100% better than the roll by itself.
It is.
All right, well, indiscriminate violence it is then.
Okay.
If whenever they're not moving, I will.
All right.
I don't have control of my token.
What? You should.
I doesn't.
I hate that. All right, here we go. 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 Try now.
There we go. Do you mind in the settings? Will you just click the button for nameplate, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I will D right here to these stairs.
Okay.
And I'm going to commit indiscriminate violence.
All right, let's see it.
Let's what happened? We're gonna make an attack with the Holy Avenger Glaive.
It sure does.
Yeah.
That's probably gonna hit. That's a 16 plus 13, so that's 29.
I'm sorry, a 29 misses.
No, I am truly and rightfully fucked.
No, I'm just kidding. Yes, that absolutely hits.
You look
Okay,
at words.
For the purpose of the Holy Avenger, is this thing infernal or fiendish or dead?
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Purely because of what these represent. I need to stop clicking on things in Discord and use my phone.
Even if it's us, Steve.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to learn things. But please roll damage.
I will go ahead and dump a for kind of gauge these things are at.
Did you say a first level divine smite? You kind of skipped out there for a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it
Okay.
on first level lightning because I'm also have extra D.
Now, I want to reconfirm something with you here. Your oath Can you do me a favor and dictate the stipulations from it for me one more time?
As far as
How it was. I want to say the words how it was formed, but that doesn't sound right to me either. In terms to its details.
so it's essentially after that incursion event happened.
Correct.
And because I essentially felt useless and powerless at the time, made the oath that I would never let something like that happen again.
Okay.
And that manifested in not only study of this sort of thing to better understand this foe, but through that it kind of it's not an oath to a deity.
Right, because in this case they're correct.
An oath to myself to not let this happen, and it was strong enough that it has manifested as these powers that have been developed over time, and through study of these creatures, these types, and how to fight them and protect this city from these horrors that the average person never hoped to understand.
Okay. In your history, you detailed that the incursion is what caused you to begin this path.
Yep. Oh god, don't die. There it is.
Did any of the, or sorry, not any, did the second meeting with this individual, or with the entity that had existed in that moment, caused any affinity towards that direction? Like, I understand that you studied, and so it would have been your first interaction to become a paladin, but would the second interaction have caused you to fully walk the way of the Watchers?
So that was more recent,
Right.
and that resulted in the Fey touched feat.
The Fey touched feat. Okay.
Powers from and the powers from that, and then the flip side of that is something that I don't understand, because it was that boom, and then subsequent curse along with it.
Okay. That's right.
That
All
I
right.
had kind of given you free reign on. And not necessarily understanding it because I hadn't had any other interaction with this creature. So it's almost like that creature had been watching me since that moment, which is ironic.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, had come back from this second interaction. And when it came back that second time, there was not the abject madness of its first incursion.
Right.
It essentially sought me out specifically and both blessed and cursed me at the same time for whatever its own purposes are.
Okay. Then for that purpose, as you bring your scythe-like glaive down onto this creature, a divine smite imbued, first level.
Yep.
What did you roll for damage first of all?
I had not yet.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Those are numbers. Let's see. So, physical damage, magical slashing from glaive itself is going to be 10.
Okay.
And then from the smite, it's going to be and then also because I'm level 11 or higher, I always add 1d8.
Correct.
Radiant. So that's why it's high as it is. It's 18 radiant damage. So 28 total if resistances don't play into it.
Alright, so we have 10 magical slashing, 18 radiant. With no resistances playing into that, it comes to understood. You hit this thing, and for a moment, you are practiced enough with your. It originates in divinity only because there is an amount of faith placed into an oath that causes it to be almost like prayer. That is how the magic of paladins function. It is because of their faith and their willingness to put themselves into and as offering into this oath that it in turn grants them power, almost in like a faith-like fervor. So, you know that your smite your radiant damage did full damage. However, the marking on your body that is typically invisible in the day-to-day and only really ever invokes when you invoke the magic that is tied within it. How would you describe the Fey touched feature on your body, Renvir? How does it look when
I'll roll with that. So it's normally under normal conditions it's not visible.
Okay.
But under certain conditions, a particular full moon, a solstice where those barriers are already kind of thin, when invoking the magic of it, it is almost like a brand on my skin.
Okay. Does it travel the entire length of your body, or is it centralized in one area?
Yeah, it would be probably on my chest.
Okay. As you strike this thing with your glaive, cutting into it and cutting across it with wanton violence, you hear this thing. Excuse me, I'm dying from making this sound. You hear it screech in pain, its shrill clattering and chattering of teeth erupting in the chorus with the rest of them, as though interconnected. And your mark, you're wearing ceremonial armor, it's got gaps, it's not perfect, and as such, as the marking on your chest, the intricacies that go along with it begin to glow. You see its light come from underneath your armor, and you didn't invoke it. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it again.
Absolutely. Hit it again.
That's 24 to hit.
24 hits.
I'm just gonna go with just the attack this time. I'm not gonna put an extra smite into this one.
Understood.
Oh, nice. It's 24 points of damage.
24 points of damage. Very nice.
Yeah, I rolled much higher on the actual
Yeah.
weapon damage that time.
Okay. You deal 24. And you see
it. Go ahead.
Oh, you were gonna ask how does it look?
Yeah, I'm just trying to gauge like how much, because I did the two attacks, the one smite, just trying to gauge like how effective that was at dealing with this thing, like how powerful are these things.
This creature, after taking your blows, the different parts of its natural body that is like twisting tendons of foliage and plant and some form of natural origin, you cut and sever it in different places your mark definitely made, but it is not bloodied, and it does not... It reacts to the pain, but it does not seem weakened by your blows thus far.
Fuck. Okay.
Once again, the chittering cries of pain break into a chorus of 4 and then 6, with the 2 that are feared following it as well. And your mark on your chest begins to glow even brighter, and you're actually going to take 4 points of fire damage, as it seems to sear through you that whatever is happening, it is your bond is not happy.
Like it doesn't want me to attack these things.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else on your
react.
anything else on your turn? You still have a bonus action, I believe.
I do. I don't necessarily want to burn any of the resources until I see how they react
Okay.
to being attacked.
Then we will move back to these strange entities, and the one in front of you, its head had once been looking where you stood at the altar, now cracks unnaturally sideways and looks down at you with these unnatural, quick-jointed movements. As it begins to chitter, and close up now, you can see very thin, almost plant-like vines have gone underneath this white skull that it uses for a head, and up, and is holding it through, almost like where the cheekbones would be, where another one comes underneath and is causing the chattering of the jaw up against the skull, causing it to clatter, and it begins to let out in a thrill voice that is once again copied by the other 3, and their sound waves almost intricate a voice in and of its own, and it says, me track this, as it vocalizes again some form of words that can only be believed to be Sylvan. It is your turn.
It did not attack me.
It did not attack you. In fact, it did not even move.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay.
What would you like to do?
I don't know if it understands me. Let's find that out. Not a fan that the brand burn. I'm gonna reach out.
Okay.
Still holding the glaive in one hand, kind of at the ready. Still, I'm gonna reach out and touch this thing, and I'm gonna say, going to try to... I don't have the command spell, but I'm going to try to command this thing.
Okay.
I'm just going to say... kneel and speak plain.
Roll me... Would this be an intimidation check?
I'll fucking intimidate it.
No. So here's the thing. I will leave the choice up to you, though I think I know what the option is going to be. Intimidation will... Sorry, I'm trying to think about how to say this without being an idiot. There will be different responses based on the choice that you make. You may intimidate or persuade, but the result of succeeding or failing will differ for each option. Say it like that.
I'll go with persuasion.
Okay. Roll me a persuasion check.
I'm pretty good at that one, too. Not quite as good as intimidation, but pretty good. It's cocked. 13. 22.
22. Wonderful. All right, we're gonna step back for a second to when you touched this thing. You reached your hand out and you placed it upon the strange foliage bodies that they seem to have that on touch are cold as ice. Your marking as you touch this thing glows even brighter, but this time does not burn. And you can feel a strange sense of pulsating through your own body as though reverberating from these strange clackings and vibrations that these things are using to communicate. You tell it to kneel and speak plainly, though not necessarily in the most forceful of tones. You are persuading it. And so what you hear is not the same as what you understand. As it speaks this strange dissonant voice in broken Elvish, in Sylvan, the chaotic language. But you hear it in your mind as though its voice seems to vibrate once through the creature and then through you, through your fingers, through your bone, to your skull. This thing asks you once again, in a voice now much clearer, why do you betray me? We were called here. Bless you.
By who? And why?
Once again, you speak these words, and their chattering begins to echo and resonate, and the voice that speaks through their collective voices speaks the same in Sylvan as it does in common within your mind, and it says, "You. It was you who called us. We await the why."
Well, I don't like that shit. Okay. I can only assume this is because of the circle.
It's at this moment, because of its disconnection to the outside world, it's hard to tell how much time has passed. And while it feels like 6, 12, 18 seconds, as such as the length of time in combat, about 3 turns, and then however long it took you to understand your surroundings, approach the altar, it feels like it's been maybe 10 minutes. Maybe. Which is why it's rather odd when you see a dwarvish man step through the front doors. As though materializing from darkness. Thromir, in your investigation of the parish ward, looking for Sir Renvir, you were directed by those who had seen him to an old church on the edge of the parish ward. And when you arrived, you could see evidence of people entering a building that had been sealed. There were boards across the front door. This place had been left alone for a particular reason. So when you step within the threshold, and you see Sir Renvir standing on the steps, his weapon fully engaged, his arm outstretched, and you hear the words, "Why are you here?" echo across these silent halls. What do you do?
I've been looking for you. What do you mean, why am I here? I can go places.
Renvir, as Thromir speaks, these creatures begin to chitter, and their voices become dissonant. And you see one of them, the one in purple, lifts a hand and begins to bring it down. Thromir, what's your armor class?
Sure is. 22.
22. That's a high number to hit.
Though I will say,
Uh-huh.
if it is on my back, it is attuned to, but I am not technically holding my shield, if that matters.
We will say that it does not for this moment.
Because that gives me a +2, so it's either a 20 or 22, depending on how you want to roll it.
Well, how does a 26 sound?
Not great for my spinal column.
Not great for your spinal column. Thromir, as you walk in responding to Renvir's sudden call out, you hadn't even announced yourself here, you feel a force slam you in the back, and you are shot forward about 10 feet across the floor as you are going to take 19 points of force damage as something has slammed you. Renvir, you hear these things chittering, and the one that attacked, its voice becomes the loudest of them all. And in its dissonance, even through the vibrations of the red, you hear, "Enemy, go!" And it is going to... things are getting angry. I did move you intentionally.
Oh,
You
it's
are-
fine. Because I am in my armor,
Uh-huh.
I take damage. I reactively stop myself from moving 10 feet.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
Plate armor
Yep.
as a reaction.
Absolutely.
That would move you against your will.
So you feel sheer force slam into you, and you almost go sailing forward, but your armor, its magic, bricks you to the ground as you endure it and withhold, as you don't know what just hit you because you cannot see it. Roll for initiative to add you to the initiative order. And now it matters.
I react to this.
You absolutely can. Yeah, it was moving back to your turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keeping my hand against this creature. Because I recognize Thromir. I don't know him super well,
You know that
But
he's a
no,
lieutenant
we-
within the city
I know
guard at
him.
least.
Yeah.
Or
And he,
sergeant, sorry.
yeah, and I've worked with him. He made this armor
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not currently wearing, unfortunately. So I know him.
You do.
Keeping my hand against this creature, I'm assuming that he can't see these things.
That is
Everything
a
normal to him.
fair assumption.
Yeah. I'm gonna, keeping my hand against this thing, I'm just saying, no. He is no threat. He is no enemy.
Make me a persuasion check. We'll say at disadvantage.
That's gonna be a 21 with disadvantage.
Damn, buddy. Okay.
Persuasive.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
even more intimidating, but I'm persuasive.
Hey, and more power to you. You speak to these things, taking your action to do so, and you see the one before you chitters and shudders a bit, and the rest of them seem to follow suit, as though when you speak, your words vibrate through your body and then through them, as though echoing in this strange reverberation of sound. And you see the one in green, now no longer within the 30 foot of range, sorry, not green, orange, had turned its head towards Thromir. Also, it seems to pause in whatever movement it was going to have, and they chitter again in some in that synchronous sound that seems to elicit a voice, and says, "Not enemy. Why here?" And if you did not hear that clearly, I will repeat it.
I'm just quietly dying because I forgot how to drink water.
Man, I understand this voice kind of hurts, but it's worth it for the yep.
So there's a pipe for oxygen and there's a pipe for everything else. You don't use the oxygen one.
I don't believe
body
you.
Decided it forgot that.
I don't believe you.
That's on you, buddy. Mama Otto.
Thromir, you just got hit incredibly hard in the back by something you don't see, and you, in this silent church, in this quiet end of the parish ward, hear Renvir speak in a lowish, almost calm tone. No, not him.
You summoning things? Or... And I'll turn around and, like, look around.
You see nothing out of place, other than the fact that this is a derelict church, which normally doesn't happen within the parish ward. Nothing seems to be necessarily out of place. The carpentry in the center aisle is in rags, probably moth-eaten by this point. The 4 central columns that hold this building up could probably do with a bit of repair, but nothing in this place cries with whatever just had the force to hit you as hard as it did.
Yeah, you'll even look up to see if, like, a board fell or something out of the ceiling.
And there is nothing to be found.
Thromir. Thormir. Thormir? Thromir? I'm bad with names.
I'm a bro, it's fine.
I'm a mirror, it's fine.
Yeah.
Thromir.
Yeah, what's up? What are you up to? What hit me?
Approach,
Slowly.
but be cautious. Do not draw a weapon. I'm trying to find out what's going on.
slowly is about all I got, so I will one step at a time.
You see the creature, it considers taking the reaction that allows whenever a creature walks out of its attack range. But it, once again, your command, your request, it hesitated. And once again just repeats this thrumming, vibrating why.
This place is not for you.
Yeah, more of a crafter.
You see they chitter, and this
I'm
time it
not
sounds...
looking at Thromir.
Yeah, not at all. You see this time they chitter, and it almost sounds angry as they say, but you called us here. Actually, let me amend that. They say, you called me here.
The last thing I want to do is say that I didn't do it. This place is not for you. And if I can call you here, I can send you back. Return to your place.
Once again, Thromir, you hear these words from Renvir as though he's speaking to something you can't see. The words echoing across this chamber. What would you like to do? Or do you have anything you would like to do?
I see him with his arm out.
And you can see
looking very intently at something.
Yes.
And speaking.
Correct.
You know, I'm not the best at magic. So,
No, that's your wife's job.
yeah. I'm just gonna assume that it's got something to do with something that I'm not gonna comprehend because
okay.
I hit shit and I talk people down from trying to fight my boss who will absolutely destroy them.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna stop where I am. He just kind of holds his wrist, holds his arms in front of him, and just kind of waits, almost like he's at, almost like parade rest, but with his arms in front of him.
Okay.
Kind of just, like, I don't know what's happening. He's not talking to me, pretty sure. And something hit me.
Yeah, pretty hard, admittedly.
That he doesn't necessarily seem fully in control of, but semi in control of. So I'm gonna hope it works out.
Okay.
'Cause I can't hit what I cannot see.
Renvir, make me an insight check, just real quick.
Dirty 20.
I do want to bring to your attention, and I want to do it with an insight check, so you earned it. Your mark, the burning sensation, the glow, this has never happened in any other involvement with polluted entities. Just want to let you know.
Okay.
These things, you tell them to return, that this is not where they are meant to be. And once again, they chatter. This time, it is angry, and you almost catch a whiff of near sadness as they speak aloud in this strange, haunting, synchronous voice, common within your mind. There is no place to return to.
Where were you summoned from?
Definitely know he's not talking to that to me.
That's not true. You were summoned from the city guard headquarters. It's fine.
Yeah,
Their chittering continues, and this time there is no answer. It is just seemingly dissonant chittering and chattering.
Heck. Okay.
Okay?
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Remain in this place. Harm no one. Touch no one. Until I return.
They answer this time, and they're chittering and chattering. Once again, it sounds as though they are getting more angry, more frustrated, but the tone that their next words carry are dark. As they say that you may have summoned us, but you may have summoned me, but you do not command me.
I have no way to help Thromir be able to see these guys.
Don't know on that one. Hello, cat.
What do you spray over here?
have a
Over here.
board.
'Cause she's over here.
Oh my god, you're soaking wet, cat. Did you go outside?
Probably.
I have muddy footsteps all over my notes page. I love it. Thanks. Thanks, Shadow. This is everything I wanted and more.
Let's see, where did that go? That only lasts an hour. That's not useful. I mean, if they ain't gonna listen to me, then
Question.
What's up?
I have the additional fighting style blind fighting,
Okay.
so I have blind sight within 10 feet of me.
Yes.
And I walked through these creatures.
Correct.
Did I see anything with blind sight?
No.
I'm just gonna have to perish then.
Because these creatures are not invisible.
they just walked through them.
That is correct.
Yeah, I don't have. I'm going to Now I'm getting angry. Yeah, I'm gonna try to intimidate it into obeying.
Okay.
I brought you here, and I can end you at my will.
Roll intimidation.
Obey my command, or return to the nothing you claim you came from.
Okay. Roll intimidation.
That's a natural 20.
Holy crap. What is that, a 34?
It is a 34.
Incredible. These creatures all begin to chitter and chatter, and in their dissonance, Thromir, you don't hear it, but you see the leftover glass that is all across this building begin to shudder and crack like spider webs in design as these creatures let out one last excuse me. And in their dissonance, as it begins to fade, Renvir, you hear one last line. I made you. Before they all vanish. And you see the light pierce through this dark space as the magic circle itself begins to sear in almost a brimstone-like smell. Thromir, all across this building, almost like someone lit a fuse and it's been trailing across the whole space. Flames begin to erupt along every circle that had been inscribed. And these creatures and the space itself vanish.
Well, with the natural 20, I'm pretty sure I also crap myself a little bit. So
You, Thromir, to understand your situation, you, after working with your wife on silver spikes engraved with the essence of sealing creatures, went to your highest commanding officer, the captain who took control of the entire city guard, and explained that something's not right, that someone or something, an incursion is happening again, something along those lines, you're suspicious. She pointed you to the one person that she trusted to handle these sorts of pollution entity activities, and it was the captain of the Royal Guard, the highest order, the left hand of the king. And when you found him, not only did you take a hit so badly in the back that nearly a fifth of your health evaporated in an instant, but you just witnessed some entity, some power ripple the very foundations of this church in seemingly anger before magic circles erupted as though physically broken by something outside of the magic that carved them. All from the word of the man standing before you at full arms. It is only right that you feel intimidated on a natural 20.
a quick question.
What's up?
I thought you said 19 damage.
Did I? I might have said 19. I gave a percentage. Don't worry about it.
I was gonna say that's not 5% of my health.
It's fine.
Um,
Doesn't matter.
When that happens, does the light return to the windows? And
Yes. You see the light from Vincula breaks through the space as the magic circles begin to burn, and you find yourself once again back in the city. The familiar sounds of people at the far-off distance all preparing for the Founders Festival. You seem back from wherever or however you were.
What in the actual and rightful fuck just happened?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's at the very least above my pay grade. But I had the same question. And now, I kind of feel like I have a question I came to you with partially answered, and I don't like it.
Think like evil and awful has touched this place more than I already thought. What? You were looking for me. What did you need, Romir?
Sir, somebody commissioned my wife to make several enchanted solid silver ceiling stakes that feel like they would be designed to seal corruption creatures or the sort. And I was a little worried about it because of the timing of everything and the fact that we hadn't gotten any extreme reports of corruption from our eastern ley lines. But now it looks like, or feels like, because I didn't really see anything but the magic at the end. It feels like there might be a ley line in the city with the way that corruption just felt.
Who commissioned such an item?
Well, based on the name, it feels like a placeholder name, but there are 14 solid silver foot and a half long stakes that she's currently working on engraving and enchanting. That feel like they were made to seal corruption entities. At first we thought it might just be an order from our Eastern Watch, essentially, to replenish maybe supplies to keep things in check, but I don't think our Eastern Watch has a budget of 10 to 30 platinum even for such an item. Nor would they feel it necessary to use what comes across as a placeholder name.
Okay. I will explain to him why I came to this place initially.
Right.
What's going on with like the altar and the blood writing and all that stuff. Something that Josh knows, but his character doesn't. So I'll just quickly fill in his character on that. And then explain that when I attempted to discern if there was any magical influence here, that circle erupted and
Activated.
summoned several creatures, seeming Fey influence. And they seemed to believe that I had summoned them. I did no such thing other than it's almost as if the act of detecting the circle caused it to activate. So I don't know if it was intended for someone else to have discovered it. It's almost as a trap.
I'm not.
Or if it was in preparation for something worse.
I'm not as. I've been taking some classes, but I'm not as schooled in magic as my wife. But I do help where I can, and it sounds like it might have just been the first person to cast magic could have activated it, but
yes, as I said, if it was intentional, if it was intended for a specific individual, or if it was placed as a preparation for something else.
Did they attack you immediately, or?
They didn't attack me at all.
So somebody set up a circle that once activated by possibly any kind of magic summons creatures that are not necessarily violent to the summoner, but
they didn't attack me, but they didn't.
He kind of rubs his back. But they're violent against everybody else?
Yeah, they didn't immediately want to follow my commands, so it wasn't a summoning to bring something and control it either. Take
do you want to see
a few minutes.
Do you want to see the stakes? I'm alright.
Take a few minutes and search this place and see if you see anything similar to those stakes.
Oh, yeah, yes, sir. And I will begin immediately. Start investigating around, trying to find.
You can roll me an investigation check. Renveer, were you going to do something? Go ahead.
Yeah, while he's doing that, I'm gonna open the hole again and take the 10 minutes to launch my armor.
Of course.
Yep. Because I feel like this is not the first time or the last time this day that I'm going to need to commit indiscriminate violence.
Was it indiscriminate?
It was about to be.
Well, I will ask, since I know what I'm looking for, would I have advantage, or is it just...
You are looking for any trace of it. That is the target of your investigation. That's why it's not perception.
Okay. So it's just one... it's a 13.
It's a 13. You look your way across this church, and you find more dust in places that you would think would have magical significance than anywhere else. You find no traces of silver, no traces of nails, no traces of engravings. Even the very space where those magic circles that you watched ignite in flame and smell of brimstone were, you see no trace. Even with your eye for stonework or craftsman work, it's as though the magic itself was completely erased.
So, magic summons creatures. Creatures don't attack summoner, but everybody else. And then the magic erases itself from even the stones it was engraved on. Sir, could they have been trying to frame somebody?
Possible. There's still so much I don't understand about what has happened here. There's one thing I do know. I need to speak with your wife.
Yes, sir. Follow me, and he will. Still, because of the one, who you are, And 2, the intimidation check. He fully about faces and walks like he is marching.
Ah, yes,
towards
the
his
toy
home.
soldier swinging arms.
Yes.
I'll catch up to him, and I just
It's
put
not-
my hand on his. I just put my hand on his shoulder. I say, "Thromir,
Yes, sir.
relax."
It's
And
just,
I'm gonna dump 10 points of lay on hands
Okay.
as well.
Thank you, sir. It's just been
All right.
been a weird day already.
I have a feeling it's not done getting weird.
As the pair of you leave the parish ward heading up for the mage's quarters, we will move to our last act, where Regulus. It is now approaching around the time of 1 to 2 o'clock, and your order is said to be ready.
I'll get up from where I was sitting and slowly make my way across the street to the shop again.
Okay. You step into the shop. The familiar ring of the silver bell greets you, and instead of Elithra, Thromir's wife, at the counter, you see helping out for the day until such time as they are free. Thromir, name me your daughter again.
Bob.
It's not Bob.
I know. Sorry, it's just been a little while. I know the nickname. This. Oh, usually off the top of my head. Is this right? No, it's too early. I bet. Silwyn.
Silwyn. So you see a young girl, probably somewhere in her middle teens, standing at the desk, wearing a cloak reminiscent of some of those you saw as you wandered the streets. Mostly younger individuals, but all of them seemed to originate from the school of magic that can be found on this street. But she stands there and looks up and says, hello, welcome to Midnight Jewelers. How can I help you?
As I was walking in, I took off the disguise and I went back to looking like Regulus himself.
Okay.
And I'll tell her, "Hello there. I'm here to pick up an order."
Oh, okay. Give me a second. And you see she kind of looks around for a second, kind of looks like, leans back from the counter, looks underneath of it before, and you see she reaches down and pulls up a rather large leather-bound book, and it sets down heavy. She unclips 2 of the clasps and pulls it open about a good, 1/2 to 2/3 the way through, flipping through individual pages. This seems to be their order, the book of orders, or the ledger, for the shop, and she goes through, may I have your name, sir?
The name's Regulus.
Regulus, Mr. Regulus, Mr. Regulus, Mr. Regulus. You see she kind of takes a finger and starts going down.
Your name.
You see she goes down, right here, this says special order. Okay, let me go talk to my mother real quick. You see she closes it, reclasps it, slowly puts it underneath. Just 1 second, sir. You see she heads for the door behind the counter, opens it, runs through, the door closes, and you were left to stand alone in the front of this house or the front of this business for a bit. What is your passive perception, Regulus?
11.
11. So you wouldn't notice until the door rang for a second time. The door opens slowly, ringing the silver bell, but the person who had stepped in had already entered the space, as though before the bell had been rang, as though they managed to slip through the door before it reached the point to ring. Behind you, in a dark cloak that when you look at almost seems to blend in with what's behind it. Not necessarily like see-through, but as though the edges of it kind of make him hard to find a concrete figure. You hear a voice from the back at the respond to the bell saying, just 1 minute! Before you are left alone now in this space with a dark cloaked figure whose whole appearance you can't quite make out. Who says nothing and simply waits.
And I can't get any physical features off of looking at him?
You are welcome to make a perception check at disadvantage to try and perceive the features of this individual.
Well, fuck me. Alright.
Leave at you.
15? Not the worst.
15 gets you something. As you... Are you doing this stealthily, or are you just full-on looking at this guy?
I'm openly staring like at a bar.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
You cast your gaze over as you're walking through the shelves. This figure has not moved from the doorway. Still standing there. His appearance is strange. With a 15, you manage to lock down a few things. First of all, the figure is slender. They are extremely thin, which isn't uncommon for spellcasters and the like. They tend to choose studying over, nourishment or taking care of themselves. But their height is different. It's not extremely tall like that of an elf, but it's not the standard height of a human or a beastkin, and it's certainly taller than anything smaller than that. What really gets you... What flavor of beastkin are you?
Bacon.
Bear?
You're bear? What gets you is the scent in this room has shifted slightly. You can almost catch something akin to ash or something like flame, but it's not quite there, and it's not very potent. But that's all you get before the back door opens again, and you see Silwyn and Elithra step out saying, hello, Mr. Regulus, Mr. Doe. I have both of your orders ready right here. You see she sets one crate and one small box like that of a jewelry box on the table. She looks between the two. Mr. Regulus, would you like to come up first? We can... Oh, no. Mr. Doe, if you don't mind coming up first, I have another project to discuss with Mr. Regulus afterwards. And you see this figure steps forward, and with your 15 perception check, you catch almost a strange, rigid movements in their figure, as though they are not moving like as fluid as one would think a person does. You see this Mr. Doe step forward. It's his cloak, making it hard to pinpoint his exact personage, before you see a shuffling underneath the cloak, and it pulls out a satchel of coin that clinks onto the counter, and he reaches forward to pick up the crate without even looking at them, and turns to leave. As
he turns to leave, can I use my magic awareness to get an idea of what kind of magic's in the box?
Yeah, can you give me the details of your magic awareness?
What's in the box?
As an action, you can open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. When you sense a spell, you learn what school of magic it belongs to.
Your senses, the synapses fire as you reach out with your mentality, and you, actually, give me just one moment to look up something else. This is a very important question, and you have asked a good one.
Not behind total cover makes me think you're about to get whatever his cloak is, which is cool. Or possibly whatever he is, which is even cooler.
Clothes do not count as total cover, so.
No, I mean, like, because you said his cloak feels like it's... The way you described it made it seem like a cloak of displacement, almost.
Sort of. There it is. Okay. From the box that he is carrying, you get an incredibly bright sense of abjuration. I'm going to give you the schools because that plays a bit better into what we're doing.
Okay.
I believe the cloak would give you a sense of, I think it's conjuration or enchantment. I'm looking for the actual, there's a displace spell, I just forget what it's called.
Oh, it's,
Blur.
Thank you. Here I was losing my mind. It is an illusion spell. Finally, within the cloak, you get a sense of transmutation. Before the figure leaves with the ringing of a bell. Now... oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to look over and say, you have interesting customers that come in.
Oh, yes, well, we are in the mages' quarters. Mages do tend to be a bit on the, finicky side.
That's putting it mildly.
It comes with the territory. Now then, you asked originally for a pair of trinkets that would alert one of when the first is in danger, as well as the means of moving the second to the first, if possible. Otherwise, classical alert, the alert spell mechanics. Is that, do I have that assumption correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. So, the distance isn't much. It's not going to... it's not going to take you across the country, of course. Something like that is teleportation, 7th, higher level spells. It's not very realistic. That said, this one should take you at least across the district or so. And you see she opens it up, and inside you see that she has carved 2 intricate rings. With your magic sense still active, you see that they, on one hand, imbue each ring is made of interlocking rings, and then joined together, so that they can carry more than one effect. So the first ring carries abjuration in more than one ring, where the second one carries abjuration and... oh, dang it, I had the spell up. Hold, please. And conjuration magic. She points down the first one, the one that has 2 pieces of abjuration magic woven into it, has a white gem, almost like a diamond, but it's not clear like a diamond is. It's almost as though it is pure white. She says, okay, so this one, this is the protected ring. The one wearing this when they are in danger, will call the attention of the other, and she points to the second ring. This allows for the casting of Dimension Door, targeting on the location of the first ring. Dimension Door, its range, 500 feet, but I've managed to augment it with a bit of sorcery, to go a little bit further. It can go about 1,000 feet or so. Not too terribly long, but it should be enough to, if they're relatively close by still yet, for you to get to them. Is this what you had in mind?
Oh, this is perfect. This is
Oh, wonderful.
more than what I could have asked for.
Wonderful. And you see she closes the top and pushes it towards the edge of the counter before putting her hand on top of it. My only request, as a part of my store, I try to give back as what I can to the city and its peoples. So a small portion of what I make each month, I send to the South Wall Hostel. Are you familiar with it?
Yes.
I've been in talks with the matron there. I'll just cut to the chase. I've heard that there is a young girl that looks, and you see that she reaches an arm out and places it around Silwyn, kind of pulling her into a bit of a hug, that looks a bit like us. Moon Elven, to be specific. You wouldn't happen to know of her, or perhaps who her caretaker is. I've a bit of a soft spot for the people of my race who get caught within the city life. We don't normally do well outside of our cloisters, and those that do manage to get out and make a name for themselves, we still try and look after each other. So, is there any possibility that you might be able to look into this for me? Maybe get me into contact with her? Even just writing is fine if she can read. I don't know her conditions even. The matron of the hostel has just mentioned that she's seen a Moon Elven girl in the district.
Did she give any details about the girl herself, about anything pertaining to her whereabouts to help me in my search?
And you see that you see honest concern on her face, as she kind of frowns for a moment and thinks, and you see that she lets go of Silwyn and leans down and ruffles through some papers for a second before pulling out what looks to be a handwritten letter. She reads through it line by line for a second and says, no, the only thing mentioned here is that she seems young. The matron described her as rather short. Not more than a few feet, so possibly somewhere between but below 10 in age, I think. There's no record of anyone who might keep her. I'm unsure. I'm just... This city can be cruel to those not familiar with its people. So I just wanted to make sure that she was okay.
And if she's not doing okay, would you be able to do anything for her?
I would take her in if I could. I'd have to speak to my husband, of course, but if she's anything like, if she is a moon elf in any capacity, she would have the magical potential to at least attempt the admissions for the Ecliptic Academy, where Silwyn goes. They have dorms there. I would more than happily sponsor her if need be. I have a soft spot for our people who are lost, that's all.
Are there many of you that you're aware of in the city?
Aside from myself, Winnie here, and Archmage Nilmorn, I believe. Outside of the three of us, there may be one or two more, but I've not been able to get acquainted with them any more than that.
Well, you've been able to help me in my request. It's only fair I do yours, so I'll look into it and see if I can find anything about this girl. And if any information comes up, I'll let you know about her whereabouts and what her condition possibly could be.
You see that she smiles at that and once again takes the box and kind of pushes it a little bit more to the edge of the counter as she kind of bows for a moment and just says, "Thank you. That's all I can ask."
It'll be done. I'll try to send you word within the next day or two, if I can find anything.
You see that she nods her head and thanks you once again. You see Winnie kind of does the same thing, giving a smaller bow and saying thank you for your patronage, which is clearly a rehearsed line. And as you step out of the Midnight Jewelers, across the street where you had been standing, you lock eyes with another moon elf. This one much more familiar, and this one staying to the depths of the shadows of the alley across the street. And
I see her?
that, you do,
Oh, you bastard.
is where we're going to end the session this time.
I believe you lied to my wife.
I never got told to make a deception check.
You know, that's fair.
Listen, you didn't lie. You said that you would look into it. Just because you already have the information doesn't mean you can't look into it more. Nothing in that is a lie.
Oh, man.
Motherfucker.
I,
Come on, you gave me a sister
I knew
and a
that
daughter,
was-
and you weren't expecting me to screw with that?
no,
Right?
Just got a
I
friend request on
knew
Discord.
the
Why?
moment. So, like, the moment you started describing the John Doe who walked in, I was like, this is why you talked so much about how everything is going to happen and we're not going to technically be able to stop it. So, like, we are investigating it, but because we're investigating, we are a step behind. And that step behind is that moment where it's like, cool, we need to go talk to his wife, and then about this item, and then it gets picked up while we're on our way there.
Correct.
But
notice
got a
I'm...
taste of it.
I was gonna say, notice I'm still keeping people involved
Yeah.
as it's progressing. So you're not just left with a dead end of, oh, he bought this and vanished.
Yeah. Now I gotta go find. First, I gotta take my boss, or my boss's boss, to my wife. Then we're gonna find out that the box is gone. Then we're gonna find out that Regulus was there at the same time. Then I gotta go find Regulus.
And that's how you
Regulus
get...
has so much information. He's overloaded.
That's how you get 3 of the
He
4
has so
party
much
members
information
together.
And understands like half of it.
God damn.
Right? Like everyone has the information that everyone else is looking for.
Correct.
They
Correct.
just need to get together and figure out how to get that information out.
Isn't it great? Isn't this going great?
With any
This is a
luck,
dick.
yeah. Now you know why I don't like him.
Like, I knew I didn't like him, but I think the cruelty lies in that she could kill him.
Yeah, but she
But
won't.
she can't.
should.
Exactly.
She can't. She could.
The
but she can't.
whatever relationship the two of you originally had, because of the circumstances involving it, It is now, when he said in the first session to Renvir about taking his toy away, he was being serious.
Oh yeah, no,
Damn.
I'm a weapon. Like, he gives me information almost like, okay, what are you gonna do with this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you kill things. That's what you do.
Yep. And
Good
Luis,
job, buddy.
Luis, I'm sorry. I know I told you we would get involved with your
you're
thorn
fine.
a bit more, but this session took a little bit more of a turn than I thought it would. So we will get to it, and it'll probably involve whenever you get into your first real combat, which is coming. But also, what did
you're
we?
fine. I thought it was.
Go ahead.
I thought for a second it was gonna come up during that conversation. Whenever she started describing the little girl, I was like, "Oh fuck! Please don't speak! Please don't speak! Please don't
Oh,
speak!"
yeah,
please don't
right.
speak."
Also, what did we think of that combat there, Prof? What do you?
I had no idea what to fucking do the entire time.
That's good. 'Cause
Dude,
that was my
scared.
that was
I
my
miles
aim.
away.
That was my aim.
I literally was like, oh crap, what do I have that could help me see freaking invisible
Yep.
things? And I see blind fighting, I'm like,
Alright.
oh, hell yeah. Yeah, they're not invisible, they're extra dimensional, and it's like, fuck.
So they can
I don't-
literally punch you into next week.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
cool.
have
I-
extra dimensional sense.
I wanted to just drop the detect magic and see if it all went away. But
It
I also didn't want to do that and then just leave those things
there. Yeah, because the moment Thromir walked in, it was on site.
Yeah.
That confirmed that, like, no, we're still in the city. Like, these things.
Correct. Yeah. Interestingly enough, you were still in the city. Exactly how, because Thromir's blind sense could not sense them, you don't know. But you were still in the city.
And the fact that
I like how-
Kroger was able to walk into the building at all.
Yeah.
I like the fact that all this was going on and the world captain is talking so much and Thromer's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to."
Yeah. Oh man. What a good scene. I hope everybody enjoyed tonight, honestly.
Oh,
Yeah, we just need to all get together now. So
You do. You have to find a reason to get together. I just so happen to be sending
Oh,
everyone
absolutely.
else to everyone else.
yeah, hopefully Merit end up at his wife's shop while Melissa's still there.
That is entirely possible.
I was about to say we're about to have a
sure
conversation,
it
so
is
who knows
now.
how long that's going to take.
Exactly.
In the alley next to it. So hopefully that gets us the same spot.
It does get you pretty close.
I gotta tell secrets next time. Damn it.
You don't have to.
I at least have to let one go. Because he needs to understand the
Also, I don't know.
situation we have found ourselves in.
I don't know why your webcam is not working for me. I think I'm having an issue on my connection.
No,
Right?
it's mine.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Sometimes it's just like, no, I'm not gonna today.
Okay. That's totally fine. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing anything stupid. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, it was fun, right? We all have fun. I had fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I did.
That was pretty cool.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of funny. Because I keep the Twitch open. Like I'm watching the Twitch right now. Like I'm not just. It's not just in the background kind of thing.
Right.
I move so much.
Yeah, everybody
do.
does. Everybody does. When people get talking, when people get in character, especially, you don't realize how
Even
much
when
people
I'm not.
move.
Even when I'm not, because like I am sitting here at my desk, and like when it's not my turn to be doing things, my brain is like, we have to be doing something. So
Yeah.
like, I've been shuffling my commander deck. I literally built 2 Warhammer lists during this session.
Nice.
You did too?
Yeah.
Bees, were you playing 14?
No, I just signed on.
Oh, let's go. I consider it an accomplishment if I can get through a session and Bees has not logged on to 14.
Yeah.
I hope I gave everyone a fair sense of involvement this session too. I didn't want to leave anybody out, so.
I was.
Yeah, you're
It was real good.
you're fine. We're just on different parts of the city to where it's like,
Right,
you
isn't
know,
that the
we
so?
gotta catch up here, we gotta catch up here, we gotta catch up here.
And I think that's one of the greatest parts about having like a story like this only be within one city, is that we can get to the finer details of, hey, where is everybody at, and how often are you gonna pass each other? And I really like those kinds of details. So I'm glad that they are proving well for the story's sake. Because everyone just so happening to cross each other's paths as often as we have led to the story being more in depth because you are all traveling across the city to do things on your own agendas that just now so happen to coincide. And I think that's a really cool detail.
Especially since there's like a main road that pretty much everyone will follow.
Correct.
Because of the layout of the city.
Yep.
Because, like, again, said it in the first episode, but it's something that people probably will probably forget. Is like, this city is a corkscrew. Like, it has a top hill that rotates down to the bottom of a. Like, it's the main road is taken because it was built to be traversable.
Correct.
Down and uphill.
That's right.
So, yes, there are the people who use alleyways, but they are also just like.
Yeah, alleyways, side streets, they all exist. But the Zenith Thoroughfare is what it is because it is the most effective way up and down the city. Unless you're taking the lift. Which is the Great Lift is obviously one way up and down the city that is significantly faster because it just goes straight up the hill. But it only leads to two directions.
Yeah.
And it's not normally open to the public.
Yeah, it's usually for like.
It's for moving ships. Islands. Yeah, it's for moving ships and ferries up and down the Atrican River.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Which is really cool.
Well, we have just hit the 4-hour mark. We are 4 hours and now 1 minute from the beginning of stream. So, first of all, I want to thank all of my players for a fantastic time tonight. You guys were great. It was super fun. Bees left. But
He's got stuff.
she'll know.
She's got stuff fine.
Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. To everyone who watched this, thank you so much. I'll catch you guys later. Say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good one, y'all.
Bye, guys.